Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my favorite products of 2016 high-end edition. I did a drugstore edition last year and you guys really liked it, and I fully intended on doing a high-end edition as well, but then went through a really terrible breakup and didn't upload for 2 months. But that's over now, so we're doing it this year. And last year's video was also like favorite products of each category. I think I'm gonna do it a bit differently this year. So instead of just having 1 or 2 favorites for each category, I'm just gonna talk about my favorite high-end products. So I might have nothing in one category and 15 in another. Hopefully that was a bit of an exaggeration. So yeah, if you guys wanna see what high-end products I have loved this year, just keep watching. Also, I'm wearing a long jumpsuit for this video and it's getting really hot, so I might start melting a little bit. Okay, so first favorites I'm going to talk about are primers. Now I have 3 here today. My all-time favorite one would probably be the Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. This stuff is awesome if you have oily skin like me and large pores. Then the other 2 I have are the Body Shop All-in-One InstaBlur, and this one's an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Benefit Professional Primer. All of these are great. I feel like these 2 are better for normal to dry skin, and this one's better for oily skin, but they all do an amazing job of filling in your pores and helping your foundation last longer. Oh, and this one says it's waterproof. Haven't tested that though. And between you and me, I feel like these 2 do the exact same job. So maybe if you're after a new primer, I just go with whichever one's easiest to get. Oh no, I forgot a primer and I literally use this all the time. So this is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Mattifying Primer. This one is also awesome if you have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin, I probably would not go near this one. But this one does an awesome job at filling in your pores, and it sort of creates like a sticky base for your foundation to stick to. I really love it. I'm gonna buy the full size next time I'm at Sephora. Next up is foundations, and again I have 3 to talk about. So first up is my new Holy Grail foundation, and that is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. I don't actually have my shade in this. I just mix shade 6 with shade 1.5. But next time I'm near a Mecca, totally gonna pick up my shade. I have this on right now and it just delivers the most amazing, natural looking, full coverage finish. So usually with all my other foundations, I get creases right here in my smile lines, but with this one, I only get the slightest crease on this side here. I think I talk more with this side. But seriously, this stuff is amazing. It also says that it's waterproof, but I haven't tested that. If you guys are after a new full coverage foundation, definitely run out and try this. So the next foundation I want to talk about is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I feel like I wear this in every video now. This stuff is medium but buildable coverage and the finish looks so natural. My only issue with this is that it creases in my smile lines. But other than that, this foundation is amazing, it lasts so long, and the colors are awesome. I'm in warm beige, if anyone's wondering. Then the last foundation I wanted to mention, I have talked about this so many times on my channel. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. Now, if you're not after something full coverage, I would highly recommend this foundation. This is like a light to medium coverage and it feels so light on your skin. Literally feels like you're not wearing makeup, and the finish looks like skin. This foundation also doesn't crease in my smile lines, and it was my holy grail until I discovered Urban Decay. The only reason why I prefer the Urban Decay foundation is because it's full coverage and I've got a few breakouts going on right now. So this covers them amazingly. Next up is concealers. Now this is where I have like 15 to talk about. Just kidding, it's only 5. So first up, my all-time favorite concealer right now is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is well and truly like blown MAC Pro Longwear out of the water for me. This stuff, the tiniest bit goes a long way and it does not budge. Okay, so I'm like the world's worst sleeper and I always have bags under my eyes, but when I use this stuff, you can't see them. I have it on right now. Can you tell how tired I am? I hope not. Maybe a little bit. I've had a lot of coffee right now. This stuff is amazing. I normally get creases right here when I wear concealer, but not with this or any of the concealers I'm about to recommend. Okay, next concealer I want to talk about, I feel like I've used this in a lot of videos lately, and that is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-Hour Waterproof Concealer. Have not tested out its waterproofness yet though. But again, this has awesome coverage, doesn't crease, lasts all day. I love it. I feel like everything I have to say about concealers is all the same, so I'm going to do these 2 together. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and this is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Again, great coverage, doesn't budge, doesn't crease. I love them. Then the last concealer I wanted to do separately because it doesn't have as much coverage as the others, and this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is still an amazing concealer, and if you don't need full coverage, I would highly recommend this one. Now onto setting powders. There are two that really stand out to me. So first up is the NARS pressed powder. I have this on today. It seriously never looks cakey. The color of this is amazing. It's so finely milled. I love it. What else is there to say about a powder? Then the other powder I love is the Too Faced Hello Flawless powder. I think this might actually be a powder foundation. I'm not sure. But this stuff is so finely milled, it feels so velvety when you swatch it. This stuff is awesome when you want a bit more coverage after you've applied foundation. Next up is bronzers, and the first one I want to talk about is another oldie but a goodie. This is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. This stuff has seriously been around for ages, and about 2 years ago it like took over YouTube. Everyone was using it. It's still my favorite cream bronzer. This stuff looks so natural and it's so easy to blend, and it doesn't go blotchy like I found a lot of other cream bronzers do. The next bronzer I want to talk about, I was using to death like a few months ago. Like it was literally in every makeup tutorial. But it's one of my favorites, and that's why it's in this video. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Light to Medium Matte Bronzer. I have hit pan on this and it makes me really sad. This stuff is so easy to blend and is so great for summer because it just adds like a nice natural looking tan to your skin, and best of all, it smells like chocolate. Then another bronzer I want to mention is also by Too Faced. Seriously, Too Faced is one of my favorite brands. They make amazing products. This is the Too Faced Sweethearts Bronzer. My packaging is really gross because I've used it to death. So in this you get a light shade and a medium shade. You can either use them separately or do what I do and just swirl them together. I have this on my face today. It is shimmery, but it doesn't look like over the top, and it just adds a really nice glow to your face. It doesn't smell like chocolate though. Okay, last bronzer. This isn't really like a bronzer, it's more of a bronzer highlighter duo. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight. This thing is so expensive, but it makes me feel a bit better that it's got a highlight and a bronzer. These are probably the most natural looking bronzer and highlighter that I own. And I've used this so much, and as you guys can tell, I've barely made a dent in it, which also makes me feel better about the price. I do love it, and I love the packaging as well. I'm a sucker for Charlotte Tilbury packaging. Now onto contour and highlight kits. If you're really after a contour and highlight shade, I would 110% recommend just getting Anastasia Fawn and Anastasia Banana Powder. But if you are after a whole palette you're going to use, I highly recommend the Zoeva Contour Spectrum palette. I feel like this is barely talked about on YouTube, but it's so amazing. So in here you have your banana shade powder, which is great for setting concealer, your bronzer, your shimmery highlighter, and your contour shade. I absolutely love this palette and I use all of the shades, so I don't know why it's not talked about on YouTube. Now for blushes. I have a lot of blushes. Okay, first up, all-time favorite blush. I've mentioned this in a few videos. This is the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfecting Flush Blush. This blush looks really shimmery in the box, but once you have it on your cheeks, it just adds like a really nice glow. You do get 3 colors in this box, but I just like to swirl them all together and then apply them to my cheeks. And it's just the most natural looking flush color with shimmer, so it adds a nice glow. I really love it. Then some other long wearing blushes I wanted to mention are the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12 Hour. I was about to say 24. Not quite 24. 12 Hour blushes. This is the shade Seduce. Ooh, still got its plastic. It's like a really nice natural mauve color. And then I have Sensual, which is a nice brownie color. And then the last one is Fearless, which is a nice pink color. Then the last blushes I wanted to mention, this brand is sort of like renowned for its blushes, and that is NARS. So the one that I really love is Make Believe on the corner here, but seriously all of their blushes are so amazing. Next up is highlighters, and you guys know I love highlighters, but I've managed to cut it down to 4 highlighters for this video. So first up, I feel like I've been using this a lot in my recent videos, and this is the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in Rodeo Drive. This is probably on the more darker side of highlighters I use. Normally I like them really light and really bright, but this is so pigmented and so creamy, like you just stick your finger in there and so much product payoff. Oh my god. It's really golden as well, and I prefer golden highlighters for my skin tone. Actually, all of the highlighters I have to talk about are golden. Oh, actually I only have 3 highlighters to talk about. One of them I'm going to count as drugstore, so I've scrapped it from this video. So next up I have the Becca highlighter in Opal. I feel like this has been all over YouTube, especially like a year or so ago, but for good reason. This highlighter is amazing. This is the pressed version. I believe you can get a poured version as well. Haven't tried it. Absolutely love the pressed version. I have it on my face today, and if you apply a light layer, it looks so natural, or you can build it up for an intense highlight as well. I feel like I've been talking for so long that I'm losing my voice. Then the last highlighter I wanted to mention is the Tarte, what is this called? Exposed Highlight. I believe this is their first single highlighter and I love it. This is not as intense as the other two, so if you're after a really natural highlight, this is your guy. Man, I feel like this video is so long already. Okay, next up is eyeshadow primers, and I have 2 that I want to mention. I seriously talk about these in like every video. So first up, MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This just does an amazing job of hiding any discoloration on your eyelid, as well as keeping your eyeshadow in place. And then the other eye primer is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. This stuff is like the holy grail eye primer when you're using glitter. It seriously keeps the glitter in place without any creasing and minimal fallout. I pretty much use this whenever I'm doing eyeshadow, and I pretty much use this whenever I'm using glitter, so they're my 2 recommendations. Now onto eyeshadow sticks. Is that what they're called? So first up are the Balm Batter Up Long Wearing Eyeshadow Sticks. These are just amazing. You literally just like scribble it onto your eyelid, blend it out before it dries, and then once it dries, it stays in place all day. Then I also have 2 others that I want to recommend. The other ones are by Jouer. You guys told me how to pronounce it. Yeah, see, I listen. These ones are possibly just the tiniest bit more pigmented than the Balm ones. Then the last ones I want to mention are the Nude Sticks eyeshadow pencils. These are amazing and so pigmented and creamy, and once they dry, they do not budge. My only issue with these is that you need to sharpen them, where the other 2, you just wind them up. I like things that you just have to wind up. Moving on to eyeshadow, I feel like I don't really have any high-end single eyeshadows to talk about. When I buy high-end eyeshadows, I normally buy them in a palette. If I'm going to get single eyeshadows, I normally just get Makeup Geek. Sometimes I'll get a few MAC ones, so maybe MAC. But other than that, I just buy palettes. So the palettes I want to talk about, I don't really have specific palettes to talk about. It's more brands. So the first high-end palette brand I want to talk about is Zoeva. Again, I feel like these are so underrated on YouTube, but these are probably the best eyeshadows I have ever used. And I don't just mean the metals palette, like I have so many palettes by Zoeva. All of their eyeshadows are so pigmented, last so long, and barely have any fallout. So yeah, if you're after new eyeshadows, I highly recommend Zoeva. Then the next brand of eyeshadow palettes I want to talk about, these are super hyped on YouTube, and that is Too Faced. This palette is mega gunky because I use it all the time and it smells so good. Oh my god. Seriously, the Sweet Peach palette is the best smelling makeup thing ever. So Too Faced also makes amazing eyeshadows. They're so pigmented, so buttery, so easy to blend, but they can have quite a bit of fallout. My top picks from Too Faced are the Sweet Peach palette. Please make this a permanent item, Too Faced. You can't make this limited edition when it's so good. My other picks are the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette, Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, and the original Chocolate Bar palette. But nothing smells as good as the Sweet Peach palette. Now onto eyeliners, and straight up, don't have a favorite high-end liquid liner. Nothing beats the Maybelline Master Precise liquid liner for me. So onto gel liners, I really love the Tarte Clay Pots. I don't actually have a black one of these though, I just have colored ones. They're super creamy, super pigmented, so I love them. Then for eye pencils, I'm not entirely sure if you would count these as like a high-end product. In cans, they're actually sold in a drugstore, but they're pretty expensive, so I'm gonna count them as high-end. And that is the Eye of Horus pencils. These are so creamy and so pigmented, and you have about 30 seconds to work with them until they dry, and then once they dry, they do not move. I don't know if this says that they're waterproof, but they are. I love to use these in my tight line and my waterline because they don't smudge and they don't run, and best of all, if I'm applying it to like my tight line, it's not going to transfer to my waterline. Then the last pencil I've also used to death, it's actually really tiny now, and that is the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eye Pencil. It's so tiny. But like it says, it's waterproof and it is so black, and like the Eye of Horrors pencils, if I apply it to my tight line, it doesn't transfer to my waterline, which is awesome because it means I can have black on my tight line and then a color on my waterline and it's not gonna mix. Next up is eyebrows, and you guys know eyebrows are my jam, man. I don't know what that was. So first up is something I've used to death on my channel again, and that is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. This stuff is amazing. If you like bold brows that aren't gonna budge and are waterproof, definitely try this out. It is seriously the best product for bold brows. And I don't really use brow powder these days, so I'm not gonna include it in this video. But I have 3 brow pencils to talk about. So first up is the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil. It's got a spoolie on one end and then the pencil on the other. It is so pigmented and it's got like a waxy formula, so it's great for natural looking brows. Then the other 2, which I'm sure you guys can guess, are the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit and the IT Cosmetics, what was this called? Brow Powder Super Skinny Brow Pencil. And as you guys can see, these look so similar. I really love how tiny the product is, so you can get really precise brows. And both have amazing colors and seriously last all day. Today I'm wearing the IT Cosmetics Brow Pencil. Then for brow gel, I only have one product to talk about, and it's not by Anastasia. I do love the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, but the wand kind of annoys me. It's like a mascara wand. It's so big and it just gets everywhere when I try to brush it through my eyebrows. It's a great formula though, just don't like the wand. So the brow gel I wanted to talk about is the Benefit Ready Set Brow Gel. This stuff is like cement for your eyebrows. Your eyebrows will not be going anywhere with this stuff. And the wand is like a little comb. It's so easy to brush through your eyebrows and you don't get it everywhere. Now onto mascara. If you guys have been with me since the beginning of my YouTube channel, you guys know what mascara I'm going to talk about. So this is the Dior Show Iconic Overcurl Mascara. I don't think I've actually used it in a video this year, purely because I've been trying to test out new mascaras, and then once I open a mascara, I don't want to just like throw it away. So I use it for like the next 3 months. But seriously, nothing I've tried has beaten this mascara. This mascara just makes your eyelashes look so natural and full and long, and it holds a curl. So it's my favorite, but it is super expensive. Okay, whew, we're almost finished. We're onto lip products. I've seriously been talking for over an hour now. Hopefully the video isn't that long. So first up is lip glosses, and my favorite lip glosses of 2016 have been by Jouer. I have, which one do I have? Divine on my lips right now. These are just so pigmented and creamy, and the 3 shades I have are like Your Lip But Better colors. I don't have any of their other colors right now, but I really want to try them. Then onto lip liners. I actually forgot to put them on my table. Hold on. So my favorite lip liners this year have been the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencils. Yes, I know, I own a lot of these. Oh, where's the lid for that one? I used one of them to line my lips today. Don't ask me which one. I think it might be Uptight. But these are so creamy and so pigmented, and if you watch my videos, you know that I normally get foundation all over my lips. Not on purpose. And normally with other lip liners, they sort of mix with the foundation and don't come out as pigmented, but these don't. And because these are so creamy, they don't pull at your lips either, so you get that nice smooth line instead of a jagged one. So yeah, I really like these. And now my battery's gonna die. That's when you know you've been talking for too long. Next up is lipstick bullets. Now my all-time favorite lipstick bullet range is the MAC Lip Tensity bullets. Oh my god. So I have the entire range in this collection, but I was too lazy to get it out of my drawer. There's like 24 of these, so I just grabbed 7. But this lipstick range is amazing. They are so intensely pigmented. You only need like 1 coat and bam, it's full color. They have like the same vanilla scent as the regular MAC lipsticks, which I love. You guys know I love vanilla. Where's the tissue? Let me show you guys a swatch. Okay, 1 swatch. Can you guys see that? They are so pigmented and so creamy and last so long, and because they are so pigmented, they're gonna look the same color on every skin tone or lip tone. What is it called? Let's go with lip tone. And when you try to wipe them off your hand, it just turns your whole hand red. Oh my god, I think we're on to the last category. So last up is liquid lipsticks, and my all-time favorite liquid lipsticks I only have 2 of, and that is the Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipsticks. Seriously, the formula of these are amazing. I've never had a liquid lipstick that lasts so long on my lips without fading, like right here. So I would highly recommend these. Then the other brand I wanted to mention is the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lipsticks. Now this is specifically the Melted Matte range, not the other melted range like the Melted Metallics or whatever with a little sponge tip. Not really a fan of those. Sorry, Too Faced. Love all your other products though. I love the Melted Matte range though. Again, they have minimal fading in the center of my mouth, which is normally where liquid lipsticks tend to fade on me. And they're not drying and they don't really pile up in the corners of my mouth either. So I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and had an amazing 2016. If you didn't, like me, don't worry, 2017 is surely going to be better. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already. I love you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys! What am I doing? It looks like the poo emoji. But if you are after a whole palette that you're going to use, I definitely recommend the Zoeva Contour Spectrum palette. Just like spat when I said that. But if you are after a whole kit, you seriously need to do renovations right now. Also, what is my hair doing? This part never wants to sit flat on my hair. Like that's where it should sit. Then some other long wearing blushes I wanted to mention are the Tarte Amazonian. Next is highlighters. You guys know I am obsessed with highlighters, but I've limited it down to 4. That was 3. Next up is favorite lipstick bullets. Now my all-time favorite lipstick bullet, they are so pigmented and my phone keeps going off. Please stop texting me.